What's up, Band Fam? Welcome back to Born Again Naturals. So in today's video, we are starting our new monthly series called My Skin Journey. So we know a lot of you out there may be suffering with different skin conditions and you feel hopeless, you feel like you've tried everything and you feel like you're the only person going through this. Well, we have a few stories that we hope would encourage you, and it's amazing people who are going to be on the channel and we can't wait to introduce you to them. So stick around each month for the skin journey. Now we're so excited that we've been able to grow the channel with you guys to 80 subscribers. Woo! We love you guys so much and we thank you so much for the support. But we do ask that you click that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you like our content, and if you like this video as well, comment and tell us some of the skin struggles that you're going through. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So my first guest for the skincare journey is none other than yours truly. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the trials and some of the high points that I've had with my skin over the years. Many of you might think I had this flawless beat face natural look all my life, but it can be further away from the truth. I've had my share of problems and we're going to discuss it right now. So I can say from probably about, when I was born, obviously up until about the age of, let's say 11, 12, I've had really good skin. Everything was always smooth. I used to get a lot of compliments on it. Never really had a bunch of acne pimples or anything like that I had to worry about. So then I was in, I think grade 5 or grade 6, I can't really remember, but it was around that time that I started to experience some fine bumps popping up on my face. So first it started above my brow here, my left brow. And then it was like really fine clear bumps. And so I thought, this looks like acne. So I just thought this was just a part of the puberty thing. I had already, started to become a woman, so to speak. So I'm just like, okay, this is probably just a part of life. Let me just get used to it and just try to find remedies of how to deal with it, right? So I tried those remedies and I noticed that they weren't working. So I kept looking and researching on the internet, as we all do, for ways to get rid of these fine bumps, because at the time I just thought they were acne. I didn't know what they really were. So I remember they started to spread over my face, and from the top part of my brow they started to spread over my forehead, and they would go into like clusters of little fine bumps. It looked like an archipelago, honestly. You really could look at a map of the Bahamas and literally pinpoint like different islands on my forehead. That's how bad it was. And I got into the habit of like literally scraping them off and they would go right back. But that was my only solution at the time that actually worked, so I just kept doing it. I know you shouldn't scrape your face, you shouldn't do anything like that to peel off anything off your face, but that was the only thing that was giving me a clearer surface or more even surface of my face, because these were raised bumps. And so eventually it spread to my cheek area as well, and I still kind of have like the scars that you can see if you look up close. So yeah, after I had realized that these bumps had started to spread and I realized that nothing was working, it took me until I probably got into grade 10 or 11 to start looking for another remedy or another route. And so I decided to go to a doctor, and by then I had already researched, so I in my mind had an idea of what it was, but I wasn't too sure. And what I read on the internet, after figuring out what could different bumps mean on your face, because obviously this one was an acne, no acne medication was working or anything, and it didn't look like acne, it didn't act like acne. It didn't have any pus or anything in it. It didn't like hurt or was painful to the touch, none of it. And so eventually I found out something. I came across maybe an article or something that said something about flat wart. But essentially what it is, it's a condition that's caused by HPV. I think that's human, I'll jack up this word right now, papillomatosis virus. I'm gonna just put it right there for you guys to see it. But that's essentially what's, I guess, in my body, and a lot of people have it. It's not a strange thing, and that's essentially why people get warts of any kind on their knuckles, on their fingers, anywhere. And so because of that, I got flat warts. And so that's why none of the acne medication was able to work, or spot treatments were working, because this is a whole different ball game and situation. So after I found out what I had, my doctor, when I went to her, she wasn't sure about it either, and I had suggested that I think this is what it is, because I looked at pictures and everything and compared it and whatnot. I was really like self-diagnosing, but at least I was accurate. It's one thing to self-diagnose, but at least be accurate with your self-diagnosis. Don't be saying you have, you know, cancer and exploding lung and it's really just a common cold, you know. But yeah, so she didn't even know what it was. She was examining it, and so I had suggested that this is what I think it is. I think it's flat warts. So she had to go on her computer and look up what's flat warts and stuff like that. And yes, so your doctors don't know everything, okay? They act like they do, and they're great at what they do, but they don't know everything. So it's good to do some level of research. And so she was able to look at it and examine my face and all of my symptoms and everything, and agreed that yes, that is in fact what I had. So I don't know if I was supposed to do any other like diagnosis or blood samples or whatever the case is. We didn't go through all of that, but she did prescribe me some salicylic acid. Now salicylic acid, she gave me this in a very potent form. I don't remember the percentage, but it was like a very potent form. It wasn't like light percentages. It was a very heavy percentage. So if you put that on your skin anywhere, your skin would literally burn and scab up. Like that's literally what happened. I don't know if you ever heard about a TCA peel. It was similar to that sensation, and it would cause scabbing and burning and all that type stuff. That's what she gave me to use to try to burn off the warts. And that's what I guess a lot of people use on their warts as well. They try to put salicylic acid on it to get rid of it. So I tried that for, you know, several weeks or whatever, and really was hopeful that it was working, because man, my face was burnt. And I'll try to insert some photos because I do remember I had one. But my face was burnt in those areas, and I was so embarrassed because I had to go to school. And you know, you can't just not go to school just because of a skin condition, especially if it's not contagious, at least to other people, because it's actually contagious to the host, but it's not contagious to other people. That's why it was spreading over my face. So I have like pictures of me where I started to do like bangs like crazy just to cover up my face, because my face was looking pretty scary, like gory type stuff. And I just remember being just super embarrassed to go to school trying to cover it, and yeah, it was just a whole mess of a situation. And I went through all of that for nothing. It didn't work at the end of the day. It just burnt up my skin and caused dark marks, and yeah, I was super disappointed because of that. But I kept looking. I never gave up hope. I was like, I gotta get these things off my face, because they cannot stay. Like, I can't deal with it. And so I did some more research, and I found like a little forum. I can't remember which forum this was, but you know, like they have forums like Reddit and Quora, different places like that, where you can like ask questions and persons would kind of like give you answers from all over the world. Yeah, it was that kind of thing, but I don't think it was those in particular. Anyways, so I went on this forum, and this person had issues with flat warts. Because I was digging, y'all. I was digging for a solution, trying to find something somewhere that would help me with what I'm dealing with. Because it looked like hardly anybody had it. You know, I would see a lot of pictures, but I wouldn't see any YouTube videos or anything on how to get rid of it, right? So I saw a person on this forum ask a question, something along the lines of, how do you get rid of flat warts? And this person replied and said something along the lines of using vinegar. And so basically what you would do is you would get a tissue or whatever, you would put some vinegar on your skin, raw vinegar, and it was supposed to be apple cider vinegar, but I didn't have that, so I just used what I had. I just wanted to get rid of this. I was over it. And you were supposed to, after you allowed that to dry, you would then get like some kind of tape, duct tape or whatever, and you would place it over the spot. And basically what the tape does is suffocate the warts, causing them to fall off literally and disintegrate and get really soft enough to peel off. So literally it was the grossest sight you will ever see in your life. Literally what used to come off looked like mold. So here's what I did. I would get the vinegar and I would get the white vinegar and I would put it on a piece of tissue, soak it into my head, my face with the tissue, right? And then afterwards I would put on the tape and I would leave the tape on overnight. And in doing that, literally I would wake up each morning, I would see the nasty black moldy looking flat warts that died and somehow turned black. And I would wake up and I would see them on the tape after I peel it off in the morning. And so basically it was just a process of kind of like shaving it off that way. So I would have to repeat the process, and I kid you not, after doing that, eventually it was all gone. My face was healed. I was just so happy. I was so elated because I had been struggling with this for literally years, you guys. So you can only imagine how when I found out the solution to it, I was just so overjoyed. And yes, they do come back from time to time, but obviously I know what to do, and I kind of switched up my routine a bit by just leaving on, I don't use tape anymore. You can use the tape, like if it's really bad, I suggest you to use the tape, but if you just have like few bumps popping up every once in a while, I would recommend just using the vinegar. You could use apple cider vinegar or regular white vinegar and just leave it there on your face on a tissue overnight. And if you want, you can cover the tissue with the tape to even keep in all of the moisture of the vinegar so it works longer. It's up to you, but it has literally changed my life, you guys. And I'm just hoping that if any of you are out there watching this and have suffered with flat warts, that, you know, there's hope. There's a lot of hope out there, and yeah, try that method and see how it works. But ever since then, my face has been fairly okay. You know, I did have certain seasons of my life where I had like breakouts and I would get like maybe 3 bumps at a time. That's probably the worst it's ever been. It's never been like crazy flary up acne or anything, just pimples and zits and stuff. So that right there is my skincare journey. I hope you all enjoyed my crazy story and are inspired, especially if you're dealing with flat warts. I think the main takeaway I want to share with you guys is just to continue to do your research and don't give up, because sometimes even the professionals don't even know what you have or don't even know how to treat it. And there might be someone on a forum, you might have to dig for it, but there might be someone, maybe not on a mainstream website or whatever, or an article, but maybe it's on a forum or something, somebody's giving you the answer, you know. Check out those little things as well, and hopefully you find something that works for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did enjoy this time with you guys. Until next week, guys, take care.